Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the 10th episode. We have officially made 10 episodes of Haunted Router.
That you've come so far, audience. We're so proud of you.
Oh, yeah, you guys are amazing. We are on episode 10. I, of course, am Jeff, and this is Ben from Nat One Games. Incredible creator over here. I'm just a goon goblin who posts anything and everything way too much. We appreciate all of you guys. We really do. Thank you for coming out to all the episodes. I know we are a much lower quality version of Creepcast. I love the fact that we know what we are. We're not trying to be too much more, but we love that you guys show up anyway. All right, Ben, do you have anything to add?
No, not exactly. Honestly, I mean, I'm just so, dude, 10 episodes feels like a huge milestone, and yet we have, like, blasted through these hours and hours of, like, making this content and getting to know each other at the same time has been like,
absolutely.
You guys aren't just here to hear the stories, you guys are like watching a bromance unfold too at the same time.
Yeah,
so it's fucking sick.
Dude, the thing that's funny about this is what people don't know is I only reached out to Ben. So I'd been planning this whole Creepcast thing for a very long time. I'd had it all jotted down on how I was gonna do it, how I wanted to launch it. I'd been spitting names in my head for a long time. I already had like a pretty decent list of names, and I'd had all this, and I was looking for somebody that did like scripted work and could read through without jumbling. And I reached out to Ben, and within a week we fired up the camera and started doing this. So I had only known Ben for a very short amount of time before starting this whole endeavor. Yeah, this has been, it's been awesome. Like, I don't know if you've ever collaborated with other people, like, deeply before on content and stuff. I had one time before. There's a guy named Snail OXD, and he had me on one of his videos where I do one of my obnoxious bits that I love to do. And his video was hilarious that he put out. I mean, he basically put me in as, what's that, the drug in Fallout?
I about said
Jet.
Skooma. Holy shit, Jet.
I was a jet addict. I was like a jet addict in the video. So he made the character
cool
look like
fuck.
me. So in the way he was doing it is that like we all picked mods for him to use in this video, and I picked Halo ones, and I just made jokes about Halo being better than Fallout, and I made as many crude jokes as possible, and he kept putting like hard censor sounds over me, and halfway through the video he gave up, which was funny. So it was his video was really, really good, but those are the only collab projects I've done.
That sounds awesome. I've been plugging away for about a year on these videos and streams and stuff like that, trying to find a niche and everything. And I've become so hungry for collaboration and like recognition from other content creators. It gets really lonely after a while, man. Just talking to yourself in a room and reading off these fucking novellas that I write about these games that are ultimately saying nothing at the end of them. Besides, like, I don't know how I feel about it. It just feels cool when I play it. And so, like, yeah, like this has just been awesome. This has been a really cool learning and growing experience. And over these 10 episodes, I've learned a lot. And so thank you guys for coming and facilitating.
Thanks so much for showing up. I mean, it's cool. Like, I know we've been off the rails a little bit at the beginning of the episode, but it is cool. One thing I have to say, like, about Ben is this has been so easy. I mean, Ben's like, me and Ben, like, we figure out the schedule. We just get on camera and start filming, and
we get shit done.
Yeah, we just like
we get words read.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
We've been just like cracking it out, and it's been super beneficial. I mean, I couldn't be happier with the person that I'm hosting this podcast with. He's an absolute champ.
Same. All right, now that we've gotten like 50 like gay comments and and things, so. All right, we'll bump wieners after this.
Absolutely.
But we have a special super episode for you.
Yeah.
Are we doing all four?
We're gonna do all four. We're gonna do all four parts of this. These are shorter parts. This one was called "I Work at the Only Blockbuster in the World." Now, I remember, I think I listened to part of this before a long time ago. I don't know if I listened to the whole thing. I wanted something on the channel that was like the gas station. What is it? Tales from the Gas Station. But I didn't want to do Tales of the Gas Station, obviously, because there's our other competition that definitely had already done them. So I was like, you know, well, I've wanted to do this Blockbuster one for a while. I remember listening to the first part somewhere and thinking it was pretty good, and this was years ago. And I thought, you know, this would be a good one to do on the channel. I went to reach out to the the Wayward Companion, the writer, and he has been banned off of Reddit. So this is one that I could not get access to, but I really didn't know what to do from there, and so I think that I'm good to read it if I can't message the creator.
I think that we're good to read it.
All right. Well, without further ado, I work at the only Blockbuster in the world.
I work at the only Blockbuster in the world. I'm not just repeating you, though. That's actually the first line I'll say. Now, you might be thinking, hey, I have a Blockbuster in my town, and I know everyone who works there. Well, surprise, I work there. Someone else might also be thinking,
I have one in my city.
I work there too. I might not be on the floor every second of the day, but I'm still there. That's the thing about Blockbusters. To cut down on spending, the big guys upstairs got rid of all the extra stores and left mine alone. Now, my store is in place of every other Blockbuster there was in the world. I also live in my Blockbuster. Seeing as I'm really the original employee of this location, I was told one day that I'm not allowed to leave once the stores merge. There I was, 17 years old, just trying to keep my summer job and scared out of my mind of the big guys upstairs. I said yes, of course. My room is a tiny closet that breaks off of the main break room. It's big enough for my makeshift hammock and a side table with my bare minimum survival materials, but there's no wiggle room for luxury. No one else who works at my Blockbuster comes into my room. Not because I have, like, a privacy issue or something. They just can't find it. I once told one of the newer employees, Janice, to grab me my glasses from my side table since my vision was acting up that day. She walked into the break room and none of us have seen Janice since.
Dude, Janice just got banished to the Shadow Realm. She's in Topeka, Kansas or whatever.
She just, like, she walks through a door and out into the desert, and she's like, wait, what the fuck? And, like, the door closes shut behind her, and she's like, I go on break in 10 minutes!
Dude, it's just the sandworm realm of Beetlejuice.
yeah, dude. And he's like, Janice, you dumb bitch. Dude, maybe they go into the movies.
Yeah.
Like, they're just a confused extra now, dude, walking around.
She's just stuck in the room for the rest of her life. Hey, Mac.
Dude, that's even better.
No, Mac. Good doggy.
She's like, oh my god.
When will it end?
So Janice is already gone. Stupid Janice. But when I tried to open my room that night, I had to grab something to cover the doorknob with. It was really fucking hot. I've seen a couple... This is a weird backroom Blockbuster.
Dude, I love this already, bro.
Dude, this is cool as hell.
This is so cool, dude. I love the fact...
Is he the manager?
Probably not, dude. He's probably just a button pusher, bro.
Low-level clerk.
Like, yeah, he's just a low-level clerk. He just returns the
movies.
Yeah, it's just Jesus. The idea of him living it, like, when he wakes up to go to his shift, like, and leaves his room, does he just open it and he's like, Colorado today, huh? It's like...
Maybe he, like, mentally exists everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Like, he never even knows where he's checking the movies out and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude. I've seen a couple of people sharing their weird work stories on here, so I figured I might as well try my hand at it as well. I've got some interesting ones to talk about. We're open 24/7, so you can imagine the people who come into a Blockbuster at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday during a snowstorm. Speaking of which, I guess it's the first story I can tell. It was mid-December of last year and snowing like hell. Thankfully, I was alone in the store, and it was, in fact, 3 a.m., so I brought out my smaller blanket from my room and was sitting at the register with it wrapped around my body. I had an old VHS propped into the TV on the cash wrap, something I would usually have no interest in, but felt drawn to tonight. Then, halfway through the good part, the front door swung open, and I, for a second, thought it came off the hinges completely. There, standing in the entrance, was an old woman who looked like she had just stepped off stage from performing Snow White as the evil queen. The weird thing was, I couldn't see her hands at all. Not like they were tucked into the literal cloak she was wearing, but like she didn't own hands at all. Oh well, I figured, not my problem. I don't get paid to worry about people's hands. Does he get paid at all?
I don't know, dude.
What is
I don't know.
He
lives in a. He literally lives on a hammock in the side of a shadow room of a Blockbuster's. I don't think that he. What does he live off of? Stale popcorn?
Yeah, dude, oh my god, he's popping those buckets that had the
Yeah,
wrap in the bottom of them, and
yeah.
they gave him like an old rusted-ass microwave.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Oh, dude.
only thing I remember from my Blockbusters when I was a kid was like they had like the weird like already made popcorn. They had Wonka bars. Like it was the only
Yep.
place I'd ever seen a
Yup.
Wonka bar, and that was like like in novelty movie things. So like it would be like
I think they
weird
had like a
hats
pop cooler and stuff like that. So this
Mm-hmm.
dude just lives off of sodas, Wonka bars, and Jiffy Pops.
Yeah, dude.
No, dude, they charge him. That's what it
Like
is.
that's
You
how.
know they fucking
Dude,
charge
it's
him,
the
though.
company store, bro. It's like that old timey company store.
They pay him in
Sold
script,
my soul
basically.
for the company store.
Oh, 20 VHSs. The old woman just stood in the doorway. We haven't even talked about the old woman,
I
the
know, I
handless
know.
old woman who's okay. Maybe he's just like welcoming death.
Well, I
Like, he's
mean,
like, I hope this
well,
is the Grim Reaper.
I think about this like in times I've worked in retail. It's just like you don't care. You just don't care.
No, no,
You really
I
don't.
don't.
You give them a smile. You help them with what they need. Yeah, you're very courteous. But like people are like, remember when I got that thing? And you're like, yeah, you don't. You don't. Their faces all
No.
blur together. You see so many people day in and day out that you just kind of like ignore the weird stuff. Yeah, you tell your coworkers and then in a week you don't remember it.
Yeah, I know what my regulars want, and I'm getting that for them as they come in, and they'll drop some quip about their life, and I'm like, that's crazy, yo. And
Yeah,
then like the next person comes up, that's crazy, yo. Appreciate you. Next
exactly.
person, that's crazy, yo. Appreciate
Mhm.
you. But dude, it's just that for 8 fucking hours. I don't get paid to worry about people's hands either. Is what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
So
no. You in this position, you hear about everyone's single issue in their entire lives because they feel like the first random person they meet in public needs to know about their dog dying, and you're like,
you
oh my gosh, that sucks. That's crazy. And you feel bad in the moment, but you don't know how to handle it. You didn't ask for that, so you just kind of go about your business, brother.
you'd think that the guy that's trapped in the Blockbuster all day long, though, because we're compelled to be at work.
Mm-hmm.
And he is also compelled to be at work in a certain way, but he can never leave work. So, like, you'd think that the people coming in, especially handless women at 3 in the morning, would be like his vacation, but nah, he doesn't give a shit.
He's
That's
got
fine.
he's got it here.
trained.
He's telling us about it. He needed to tell somebody.
He does care a little bit. Or he's about to care a
Yeah.
lot more. All right, let's see. The old woman just stood in the doorway for a couple seconds. Eventually, I raised a hand and waved at her.
Hey, welcome to Blockbuster. Just so you know, we're having a rent one and get one for all the romantic comedies. And
She didn't acknowledge me, just shuffled her way into the store and towards my register. The way she walked around was weird, too fluid and without any real movement. I felt a nervousness creeping into my stomach the closer she got. Her white hair was all stringy and in patches, complementing her equally colorless skin. Her eyes, though, those are what really creeped me out. The irises were huge, dark brown rimmed pupils. The blackness of her pupil took up a good percentage of the eye itself. There was barely any white to be seen, and they were open wide. Open your eyes as wide as you can, and then try to go wider. That's only a fraction of how wide her eyes were. Her mouth was slightly open, enough to let air pass through, and it made a sound like a squeaky wheel. I could see that it was the inside of her mouth was gray-toned.
romantic comedies are over in that section over there, if you were wondering. I recommend You've Got Mail.
I said, keeping on my customer service voice and smile. The big guys upstairs don't care what the customer looks like, as long as they rent something. She brought a veiny hand to her mouth, gingerly touching the area around her bottom lip. I followed her eyes to see that she was staring at my TV screen behind me, watching the tape.
Oh, if you like this one, I can see if we have any in stock for you.
No reply, really. Just a couple gaspy noises and a little head tilt. She looked like a puppy for a second. Slowly, as to not startle her, I took the VHS out of the TV and put it back in the unmarked box I found it in, placing it on the counter.
It's all yours for $2.99.
I said, just feeling uncomfortable at this point and wanting her out. Her whole body was vibrating as she looked down at the box with a soft, escaping those weird lips. She held it with both hands as if it were her firstborn child. I watched her as she painfully, slowly made a complete eye contact with me and walked backwards out of the store, without paying, mind you. When the doors shut, I just turned in my swivel chair towards one of the security cameras the big guys upstairs had installed to watch us, and gave it a little shrug, knowing full well that tomorrow I'd have a strongly written letter slipped under my door from the big guys upstairs themselves. And I did. It just told me everything I already knew, that what happened was illegal and unacceptable, and as punishment, I'd be going another year's worth of limited pay and limited means. They're cutting back on Bro's popcorn, no!
Dude, they cooked this poor guy, bro. He just wants
He's
to
like,
chill.
I'm already down to 1 soda a day, sirs. And they're like, no! 1 soda every 2 days now. You're drinking too much fucking soda. Nothing really I'm not used to already. I'm already backed up to 3 years worth of pay. That doesn't bother me much. I don't have any real use for money anyway. Not anymore. I'll tell you one more story and then I'll go. There was someone who used to work here. I think his name was Elvis? Eli? Something like that. He was really an unmemorable guy. Every time I try to think about some standout feature the guy had, I just get this huge headache and need to lie down. The one thing I can remember is when he came in early, kind of in a hurry, and carrying a rather large suitcase. Of course, my first thought was to ask, "Hey, Evan." Oh,
hey,
sorry.
Evan, what's in the case, my guy?
But he just ignored me and started shoveling VHS tapes into his jacket. I looked at the clock on my computer and saw that it was 2 o'clock. His shift wasn't supposed to start until 2:30, and that's when I took my first break in days.
If you want to clock in early so I can go on break a little earlier, be my guest, my dude,
I said. I caught a glimpse of his uniform underneath his jacket, so I assumed he was here to work eventually. Elliot paused and dead in his tracks. Tape boxes still spilling into his jacket.
Hold on. I love the fact that he's changed the name
every
single time.
Yeah,
that's such a clever, like, it's such a good joke. I love that, dude. Anyway, Uranus just kept stealing shit. I also like the fact that this did the opposite of Tales of the Gas Station. So Tales of the Gas Station had him be very uninformed, and this guy he makes it known that he's always talking in his like customer service voice. So he's like that cheery guy you work with that has like a miserable life. You know what I mean? The guy like,
hey, I'm just happy to be here.
Hi, I'm just happy to be here. I'm doing my thing.
We working hard or hardly working today, guys? I'm gonna kill myself. Alright, so Elliot paused, dead in his tracks, tape boxes still spilling into his jacket. He stared me dead in the eyes and said,
"Do you have any idea or do you have any fucking clue how important this is?"
He sounded absolutely fuming, so I let him be and went back to my TV, only looking over occasionally to see that he had cleared out the entire vague history section. I figured, what the hell? As not many people wander over and traverse that section. When he finished, somehow, shoving the last box in his coat, he buttoned it up all the way to his neck and tossed me a bag with about $4 in dimes. I never saw Elijah again after that. And later that week, I got an email from the big guys upstairs that read something like,
"Oh, hey, quit messing with the security cameras. The one that scans back and forth has been vague history and horror for children is all blurry from 2:03 p.m. to 11:46 p.m. last Tuesday."
I sent back,
"Got it. I'll see what's faulty in them. Did Emmett send in his 2 weeks, or did he just quit on the spot?"
They said.
And what was the last... Oh, shit. It's just who?
Oh, yeah. And that was the last time I ever really thought about the guy. Those are just 2 quick little anecdotes I could think of right off the top of my head. My hour is over now. Time to head back on the floor. If you got any questions, feel free to leave me something to read. Maybe I'll answer them back on my next break. But who knows when that'll be. In the meantime, have a good one.
Dude, I wonder...
I like it.
I wonder if did he ever say anything in the comments? No, he never put anything in the comments. That I know sometimes they put stuff down there, so I checked. That's wild, dude. What a wild day.
It could be that he is like that. He'll get back to those questions in part 2.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, or he just it says nothing.
That's what we do too. We engagement bait all the time.
All the time. It's like,
Real,
are we gonna do another part? You never know.
real
But anyways, that was
real.
a fun episode, guys. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and until next time.
I work at the only Blockbusters in the world, part 2.
I only have a 30-minute break today, and the big guys upstairs are pretty picky about timing, so let's jump right into it. First things first, I got a message from the big guys upstairs the other night. I found it tucked into the register drawer with their official stamp that morning. Apparently they caught me using the work computers to go online and upload my first post. They didn't really say anything concrete about whether or not they wanted me to delete it or not, but they did tell me to send a message out to whoever keeps leaving the cardboard cutout of a bike leaning against the bike stands. The message is this.
Stop it. If you cease these threats now, we will give you what you seek, but only if you vow never to step foot on our property again.
What is this unseen war that's going on between the guys upstairs and a person leaving cardboard cutouts of a bike on their bike rack? To where they've battled him to they're like engaged in a truce.
The cardboard cutout, I don't even see it painted. It's just like the shittiest cardboard cutout. The circles are just like all different angles and stuff.
With just shitty marker.
Yeah.
Like it's just the marker around where the guy cut
yeah.
to keep the guidelines going.
Oh,
and they're like, we'll give you what you want. Just stop.
This is terrifying us. We can deal with the old lady with no hands, but I swear if we see another goddamn bicycle, we will be calling the authorities. Nephilim will be showing up.
Too far.
I will send Cthulhu after your ass.
Dude, that's so fucking cool. This story is amazingly written. I have never seen a cardboard cutout of a bike leaning against our bike stands. I don't really.
It's not even real. He like looks at. I literally see him like turning his chair, looking outside, and there's just not even a bike on the bike stands. He's like, I guess it worked.
Because all right, so I'm kind of having a little bit of maybe you can actually explain this because maybe they're like leaving them outside of the Blockbusters that he's not at.
Maybe
or something like that. Like maybe it's like you said, like whenever he turns around, they're not there anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
But they're like, but somebody's like throwing these at the building and like running off basically, and they're like, stop fucking with us. Like you're glitching things out when you do this.
Yeah, you could be absolutely right
at this point.
That or it's just like it's like I mean I think it's probably in that that multi-dimensional thing that you're saying, and he's just like I guess it's not in my dimension. I guess I guess I missed out on the multi-dimensional meeting.
I don't really see why it's such a bad thing either way, but if that's what they wanted me to say, who am I to withhold important sounding information to the public? I also wanted to let anyone know that was planning on buying something from the ice cream freezer, no. You should probably wait until next week to do that. The cookie sandwiches are leaking again, and it takes us a little while to clean out the inside. It got all over the other products, and now we also have to order all new stock. If anyone has any suggestions on keeping our food products from leaking, please let me or the big guys upstairs know. Especially since the food we have in store is usually the food I live off of. Yeah! Suspicions confirmed!
Ah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
I've already had to fight off some patrons from the freezer.
The product is leaking, ma'am. You do not want that. What's a little water going to do to an ice cream sandwich? Believe me, man, I wish it was water. Now, please get off the freezer before I call security. By the way, I worked at a grocery store. This is the same one, the last episode where I told you the story. I was working in the whole meats, like the deli meats through the, like, bacon, the engines went out overnight. So we had to, like, block all that off and say, there was one guy who walked up while I'm pulling the product into carts. And they're like cool, but they're like lukewarm cool, right? And he reaches over, over my shoulder. I'm like pulling things out. He reaches over me, grabs a thing of bacon. I'm like, "Hey, man, that hasn't been cooled all night." And he's like, "I just worked 12 hours. I do not care if the bacon's a little warm." And turns and walks away. I was like,
that guy is awesome.
I was like, that dude. I was like, and like I get called up front. They're like, did you let that guy grab that bacon? I'm like, did you sell it to him? They're like, yeah, he told me he worked 12 hours.
Did you immediately pass it to them? That's fucking
And I was like,
awesome.
yeah, that's what he
You're
told
like,
me. This guy was like 6'2", too, and just like covered in
yes.
grease. I was not stopping him
That's
at
what I was
all.
about to say. They're like, did you let that guy grab the bacon? You're like, I didn't let that guy do
I
anything.
didn't let him
That
do
man
anything.
was getting fucking
He was
bacon,
getting
and
bacon.
I was not going to stop him from getting
There's-
bacon. That's a better question.
I was
Did you
like,
not stop that guy?
I was
No.
like, if you warned him that he could get sick from him, that's all I care. He was basically gone the moment he touched that bacon and told me about 12 hours.
The fucker works 12s. He ain't gonna get sick off some freaking
Yeah.
bacon. Nothing's taking him down.
He is that man's probably like immortally still working forever.
Absolutely. There were some people who were leaving some pretty negative remarks about the big guys upstairs on my last entry. Remarks that I have to disagree with, really. The big guys upstairs work really hard to keep this place awake, and while I don't agree with some of their business tactics, I can't knock them for how long they've kept this company going. That, and I don't think they believe me when I tell them that other people are the ones who are saying those things and not me. I told them that, and they asked who the hell would bother reading about a Blockbuster employee slacking off on the job. This week is, unfortunately, Employee Appreciation Week. That's the week that the big guys upstairs have us fill out this long form full of really, really specific questions and then evaluate them to find the alpha employee of the month. I don't really mind not getting employee of the month ever, even if I'm literally the one who never leaves the store and always has to deal with the whack jobs that come crawling in, sometimes literally crawling into the store and whatever. I don't mind. The paperwork is just time consuming. Alpha employee usually goes to Chloe, someone who only works Tuesdays and Thursdays but gets extra points because she gives a tray of brownies to the big guys upstairs every month and always sweeps within the camera's line of sight. We all say your brownies are way too flat, Chloe. That's why you can't fit. That's why you can fit them under their door, dude. She brings brownies for like the Cthulian like shadow government entity or whatever that's upstairs.
Oh yes, it's Tuesday and Thursday, flat brownie day. Ho ho ho! They pull up this little tray. It's this thick.
They're like, it's perfect for our flat alien mouths.
She freeze dried them again this week. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. What is it? Chloe's the one that's also leaving the goddamn bike.
Yeah, it's just Chloe the whole time.
She's looking for the bike guy. You're not. Yesterday, we got a phone call. This is sort of out of the ordinary, seeing as we haven't got a phone call in about 2 years and the phone just sits on the wall collecting dust and making friends with the spiders. The only other person working at the time was Jacob, and he is physically incapable of using the phone, so it was all up to me.
Thanks for calling your local Blockbuster. How can I be of help today?
I watched Jacob give me a weird look for using the official greeting. The other line was silent for the longest time. I was about to hang up when the very low, monotone voice of a man said,
"Do you have my tape?"
Obviously a little confused, I asked Jacob.
Hey dude, do we have any tapes on hold?
And he just shook his head while sorting the hypervisual section.
I'm sorry, we don't seem to have anything on hold right now. Could I get your name and number so I can call you back once we... You have it. I can hear it.
I looked around the store. The only things that were playing any audio were the preview TVs and my cash wrap TV, which had just finished playing the tape I had given to the old lady. Oh yeah, I have that back up now. That's an entirely different story. The man on the phone spoke again.
I hear it behind you.
Behind me is where my TV is, if you couldn't put two and two together yourself. I replied.
Sorry, I just found it in the return bin and figured it was one of ours. You can come pick it up whenever you want. You will know when I am there.
He hung up after saying that. For the next hour, my ears were freezing, and I had a half a mind to stick them in the break room microwave just for a second. He's probably done that so many times, just out of sheer boredom. I microwave my head every once in a while.
He's holding the little button for the door.
Yeah, it's a rush. It's a real rush. It just stinks of popcorn. But that would force poor Jacob to take care of the whole floor by himself for a couple of minutes, and the guy isn't ready for that. Not really knowing whether or not that meant the man was going to show up that day, I took the tape out of the TV, rewound it, and stuck it back in its box. Speaking of which, I got that tape back the day after I posted my original entry. The old lady didn't return it or anything, not that I know of. It just appeared on my side table in my room. I figured it wasn't that bad of a thing to show back up, seeing as now we wouldn't have to worry about tracking down some random woman for late fees. When I picked it up, it felt slimy, like it was in a dog's mouth or something. Ew. I had to use mittens to keep my hands from getting too gross. I gave it a quick wipe down, and it had been in my TV since then. I don't know why I have such a hard time working without it playing somewhere in the background. It's not even that interesting. It's mostly just wide shots of snowy landscapes with white noise in the distance. Maybe I just need the ambience. No one really complains when I have it on. They just linger in the windows a little too long, staring at the screen before slowly getting into their cars to leave. This dude is so nonplussed about the shit going on around him.
I love it, dude. I love it so much.
He does not give a fuck.
No, he does not care. Dude. Yeah, dude. I saw somebody's eyes explode when they were watching it, but I mean, I like it. It's not for everybody.
But, yeah, their eyes roll back in their head, and then they're like they bend completely backwards and walk off on their hands and feet like the Exorcist girl. But like, I don't get paid to care about backwards walking Exorcist people in our parking lot.
You might like Lord of the Rings. I personally don't. So I watch snow landscapes instead.
He's like, you know how many times I've seen the extended Lord of the Rings? Either way, I still haven't heard from the man who claimed to own the tape, so for the time being, it still belongs to Blockbuster. Terry came in to let me know that the employee appreciation forms have been dropped off. She looked visibly shaken, so the big guys upstairs must have come to personally give them to us. I just barely missed them. Like, I'm sure I'll get some shit for it.
Here's the employee appreciation things. Big guys upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of paperwork.
What are you gonna do?
I was in the bathroom. I was taking a poopy. I just barely missed them. I have one of the forms in front of me now. It's this huge 24-page novella of really intrusive questions like,
who was the first person you thought about eating? And when did your mother know?
Nothing else. Just,
when did your mother know?
I guess I could start filling this out soon. Late forms get thrown out and the proper punishments are given shortly after. And no one likes that. I have a good 15 minutes left of my break anyway. Good starting point. Until next time, have a good one.
Dude, that is the most amazing question. Who was the first person you thought about eating? And also,
did your mom know?
Just,
did she know what? Did your mother know? I'm getting this sinking feeling in my gut, Jeff, that this is not over. Like, when we hit to part 4, we're like, there's, how is it?
It's just gonna end. Cool. It's going to just leave us.
I think it just ends. Yeah.
I think it just ends. I think it's gonna leave us just wondering for all eternity. This is just.
I love it.
You
know what? It's kind of perfect. This is like our Kafka novel.
The thing too that I think I love Tales from the Gas Station, but it does kind of jump the shark at the end of the story. I don't know if you've ever listened to all of Tales of the Gas Station, but it does kind of jump the shark at the end of the story. The best parts of the story are like the first half, where it's just, why is this happening at this gas station? And that's where I'm in love with this. Is it's just like another day for this guy in this this weird dimensional Blockbuster, and I love the place that it sits at.
I think that a good mantra for our channel is like, we seek no explanation. Like, just show us some really cool shit in the story and put it in enough voices so that we can make it funny.
And I think an explanation can be a good thing. I think the problem is everyone wants to explain themselves and wants to explain everything in detail. Like you were saying before part 2, which again when I was saying that I only knew about part 1, that is all I knew about. As soon as we were reading part 1, I'm like, I remember all of this. Part 2, I don't remember any of that. So this is like all new information to me. I love the fact that you're like, maybe he'll explain it in the next one. Nope. Nope.
We just get even weirder. The tape just pops back up.
He's like, the tape just shows back up.
And even adds more questions, because obviously the tape is important. We didn't even know what was on the tape in part 1. We just knew it was his tape that was playing. Yeah. And now we know it's like his security blanket, ambience tape thing. That's nothing really. It's not even like a movie. It's just a tape that goes around the store.
It's snow and white noise.
So here we go.
Part 3, baby.
Well, I turned in my employee appreciation application. And by turned it in, I mean I put it in the break room microwave and hope for the best.
love it. I love it.
This is too fucking cool. This is like,
hold on. Did you turn in your employee appreciation form? Not yet. Remember? Yeah, I know. Microwave.
microwave by 2. Yep, microwave by 2. I like that. I get this feeling that he knows, like, to walk the supernatural boundaries of this Blockbuster. Like, you don't throw it in a tray or anything like that. Like, you do not go left when you go in the break room like Janice did. Oh, God rest Janice's soul, wherever the fuck she's at. And stuff like that. Like, you get these, like, such casual delivery of, like, you put it in the microwave. Like, hopefully it gets picked up. Like, yeah.
And I also like that he's just not miserable in his job. You can tell that he's just happy.
That's why I like doing the chipper voice with the whole thing.
Dude, he's just he's just happy. He's fine with it. He's not like he's just going with the flow. He's collecting his paycheck, but he's having fun. He's trying to make the best out of it. That's his. I feel like his position is trying to make the best out of all this situation. It just brings such a jovial nature to everything.
Yeah, which makes it way funnier when we're reading it.
Oh, absolutely.
If I'm lucky, it'll get picked up by tomorrow. If I'm unlucky, someone will completely miss it, and it'll be reheated along with their lunch. Either way, I think I have a pretty good shot this year. We won't know the results until next Monday. A quick update on that tape that keeps being claimed and showing back up in the store. I actually decided to sit and watch it with my full attention on it before I went to sleep last night. It's still a mostly blank, snowy landscape, but this time I saw the tiniest pixel in the background. Just one tiny dark spot on the screen that I tried to wipe away at first, assuming it was just a smudge on my TV. It was moving in a sort of wavering fashion, like when it's super hot and things seem like they're swimming around. The spot stayed in that one position the entire time the tape played, accompanied by the same white noise. The guy who said it wasn't his hasn't shown up. The guy who said it was his hasn't shown up yet, so I'll update again if anything happens with it in the meantime. Some people left me some questions, so I figured I'd take a second to answer. The first question wanted to know if we eat people here. I'm going to be honest. I don't know, nor do I care what my coworkers eat outside of work.
Dude, it's like, yeah, I might work with cannibals. It's, who cares? I mean, like, do you ask your your coworkers if they eat people outside of work? It's a weird question, bro.
Don't care. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that I don't. I live off of junk food, and whatever leftovers are in the fridge, courtesy of forgetful people. Speaking of which, someone wanted to know if I could order something off of Amazon, and the answer is, unfortunately, no. I made the mistake of asking whether or not I could receive mail while employed here back when I signed the paperwork that sealed my fate. All I'll say about it is that it was the first time I saw who my employers were. That and, what address would I send it to? I also got a question about where we get our movies, which I assumed was common knowledge. The big guys upstairs buy tapes in bulk from wherever, and they wind up in the back. Boxes piled up to the ceiling sometimes, and we put them out on the floor. Nothing special there. Last question I really wanted to answer. Do we get any famous people? That made me think of the first story I wanted to tell today. About a year ago, John fucking Travolta came in. I swear on my life, it was either 1977 era John Travolta or someone who was a carbon copy of the guy. He came into the store one day, absolutely drenched in sweat. His suit was bone dry, but the rest of him was just soaked. He came in and demanded to buy every movie he has ever seen, entertained the thought. He came in and demanded to... What's up?
I was saying, every movie he had ever even entertained the thought of acting in.
That's, yeah, a little bit awkwardly written, but that one threw me. We don't usually let people buy our movies lately. Money's tight and all. But this is John Travolta we're talking about. He had a pretty big stack, too. So the big guys upstairs can't complain that much. He paid exactly $45,103.09 and tipped me $3.
I love the next line, bro. So I think it's a win-win for everybody in the end.
I watched him take the collection out the door, toss them all on the ground, and quite gleefully set them all on fire. He left shortly after the fire went out, so I sent one of our newbies, Michaela, out to vacuum up the ash from the parking lot. Never saw him again, but if anyone does, let him know we have 20 boxes full of Gotti.
Just 20 boxes full of the shitty movie Gotti.
Shots fired, dude. Shots fired.
Oh my
That's
god.
the only famous person I've ever seen come in. Some exciting customer stories for you. First off, a lady came in right when I started my shift yesterday. Everything seemed as normal as it gets around here. For a second, I thought this was going to be a simple in-and-out transaction. It started getting a weird feeling once the woman approached an employee named Nico. She looked like she was getting quite visibly frustrated after he answered her question, even though the question was just...
Do you have Garfield Gets Real yet?
Nico pointed her to the surrealist animation section and continued dusting the stacks. As he turned his back, her face got more and more red. She stood there behind him for a few more seconds, then zeroed on to me and beelined for the counter. She laid her palms flat on the counter, expression locked in pure anger.
I want the number for corporate!
She growled, now red as a stop sign. I told her, keeping my voice calm.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We don't have the exact corporate number anymore. I can give you the contact information of my superiors if you'd like. This faculty is ridiculous! You people can't see that I need assistance?
I blinked at her.
We here at Blockbuster take pride in our ability to accommodate any sort of disability or ability that our customers have. I'd be happy to help you out with anything you need.
The woman clenched her fists.
I would expect that, but I also expect you to see what's wrong with me.
I said the only excuse I could think of that was actually true.
My vision isn't what it used to be. I should be able to get service I need without having to disclose what makes me uncomfortable disclosing. What happened to the good old day where the staff knew what their customers needed right away?
She ranted. At this point, I didn't know how to respond or what was happening anymore.
Ma'am.
I tried.
You look completely fine. Is there something you need from us? I'm sorry, but we don't have anyone working today who can read minds. Perhaps you should come back when Christine is working. Or Kelly. She's super good at reading auras.
She completely ignored me.
Give me your stupid information for your superiors. I need someone of importance to know about this.
She started angry crying by then. So I scrawled how to contact the big guys upstairs on a piece of receipt paper and gingerly placed it on the counter for her to take. She stuffed it into her tote bag and stormed out the door. This morning I got a message from the big guys upstairs that explained to me that the woman was very upset that we didn't realize she has limited steps she's allowed to take in a day, and didn't want to waste them going across the store. I'm sure you guys can agree with me when I say crazy customers, am I right?
So stupid.
They also... Are these customers from like different SCPs or some shit coming in like these supernatural customers?
I love that he just glazes over the fact that there's people with that can read minds that work there.
Yeah, right.
He's just like, Christine's not here right now, but she usually can read minds pretty good.
You were talking to Nico the mute guy, man.
Yeah.
They also told me that from now on we should always have at least one clairvoyant employee on the floor at all times. And if we can't, then I'd better brush up on my mind reading skills, which I have none of. So let's hope that Christine doesn't do much outside of work.
Jesus.
This next story, it's so casual.
He's gonna have to share his hammock, bro. He's gonna have to share his hammock.
Hey, that'd be good for our narrator.
Yeah, he gets a girlfriend because of corporate.
There we go. This next story is something that happened today. Someone else was working the register, but I still got called up to help because I'm the only one who knows how to solve problems in this damn place. I went behind the counter with Gary and faced a very unfriendly looking patron. Placed on the counter was a badly damaged copy of Rango, the movie with Johnny Depp playing a lizard. And when I say damaged, I mean this thing was beyond repair. The ribbon was pulled out and strewn around the cassette itself. It looked like something was chewing on the edges. Some parts were stained, the whole 9 yards.
This customer would like to return this tape that they claim they bought from us.
Gary explained.
Not rented, bought.
The fact that this person bought the tape was the first odd thing I noticed. Like I mentioned earlier, we don't usually let people buy our tapes nowadays unless it's life or death, or John Travolta. I poked at the tape.
Yeah, we can't take this back. This was too damaged to try and put out on our shelves again.
The person crossed their arms and frowned.
This is how I bought it! I don't want it anymore and need my money back. I get that.
I said.
I just can't offer you money if you're not going to get, or if we're not going to get anything in return. You're getting the tape back, obviously!
They shoved it forward a little bit. I used a pen sitting on the counter to move it back to them.
I bought it like that!
They repeated.
I really don't think any of us would sell you a tape that looked like that.
I gestured to the mess of tape and hair tangled up on the counter.
There's really nothing I can do for you.
That's when I noticed the thick fog beginning to spill through the aisles. The person was babbling more excuses and yelling at me that...
Yes, you did sell it to me! Just like this! You wouldn't take no for an answer!
And with every word, the fog began to rise higher and higher. It got to the point where I couldn't see the back wall anymore. And that's when I knew I had to get this person out of here as soon as possible. They weren't the only customer in the store, and I could already hear the cries and complaints from others.
Look, I'll give you a free ice cream sandwich tonight behind the store if you just leave the tape here and rent another movie for a week at least.
The best bargain I could think of at that point, and also almost total bullshit, as I'm not physically capable of leaving the store. But it worked. They stomped into the comedy section and brought up the Emoji Movie. I quickly checked them out, and they went on their way, taking their fog with them. As soon as they went out the door, the floor was completely cleared. And I mean completely. The patrons that were previously browsing the store were gone too.
Dude, just like absolute, Didac. Remember Didac, dude?
Yeah, he Didacked him,
dude.
He
just Didacked him, bro.
I'm not really complaining because that meant I could take my break earlier, and for a little longer. To avoid talking your ears off, I'll end this entry here. Go ahead and leave any new questions you may have for me to answer in the next part. I really enjoy seeing people actually being interested in my boring old job. Thanks for reading, and have a good one.
Oh, this is so good, dude. It was the surgeon, not Didac. I apologize, who did the black smoke teleporting.
Yeah.
Didac was bleeding eye, freeze people. There's so many characters in that story, but we got so many reveals in this story, dude. So many reveals. I mean, we got John.
That he has to write down instructions for contacting the superiors, but like he doesn't say like it's not like a number or an email. It's instructions for contacting them. Mm-hmm. So like there might be some like ritual or something like that. But it also seems. Oh, I noticed a weird discrepancy though. That these are all VHS tapes so far that we've seen.
Yeah.
I don't think he said anything about a DVD or anything like that. But they're also relatively like early 2010s movies. So well out of the age of VHSs, but that's what they're dealing with here. Very spooky, very analog horror.
Yeah, I mean, because Gotti in the Emoji Movie, I don't think they ever released on VHS. So that's really weird. Like I don't know. It's definitely like this whole thing is just weird. I mean, it's just weird. I love how weird it is, and I love the fact that they have like Ringo, which again I don't think ever released on VHS. It's just like in a bundle of hair and tape. It's just
it looks like the Ring tape as it gets returned.
It sucks that this guy. So I was actually gonna look to see what else. Like maybe he had posted some other stuff, and again, this guy's getting banned off of Reddit. So it's like hard to. I don't know what he did to get banned off of Reddit, but it's hard. It sucks that we can't find more of his stuff, dude.
I know, because I would love to see more of this guy's stuff or more things with this type of delivery. Honestly, this has been so cool. We have one more part. I mean, I think we just rock into it, but I don't think we're gonna get the payout we want, dude. I think it's gonna leave us on such a. Oh no! We're not gonna get the payout, but this is cool though. Like we can, this is something that we can take over in a way.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have this, so like.
Yeah, dude, definitely go to our subreddit.
Or we can track this guy down.
Dude, if you go to our
subreddit,
our subreddit has we have one of those, dude. If you ever want to leave creepy stories on our subreddit, definitely do that. I mean, I feel like if we could keep Tales of the I work at the only Blockbuster going. I know it wouldn't be by the same author, but. Or if you know,
we could definitely headcanon this.
Yeah, dude. If this guy's ban evading somewhere, just let us know, dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I like if he has his own website or something, because I'm like honestly
gorilla posting more Blockbuster stories.
Exactly.
Alright, now we're heading home. Sorry for the complete radio silence, folks. I got caught in a pretty nasty time loop after a storm hit, so I've been living the last week I posted over and over for a couple weeks now. I'll explain later. There's some questions to take care of. He's so chipper. Someone asked me if I have family that visits. Short answer, no. Long answer, I'm not sure if any of them even remember I'm still alive. I haven't heard or seen anyone from my immediate or extended family since I started working here back in the day. I tried calling the first few days using my allowed phone time during the month, but all I got in response was an answering machine that was vaguely threatening and oddly specific. If I remember correctly, it went something along the lines of,
"We're sorry, we cannot come to the phone right now. Leave a message. However, if you're someone who abandoned your purity in order to live a life of transgressions, never call again."
or something like that. So no.
Why'd you have to throw away the Jonas Brothers purity ring?
Did you really leave your family to go live in the weird the Twilight Zone? Hell no.
Why are you still in the Blockbuster, you evil demon child?
We warned you. We warned you against the day jobs. I do have some favorite customers. And by some, I'm talking about a group of 6 frat guys who come in every 3rd Saturday of the month, do the same 360 around the tour, we rent 1 copy of Jack and Jill for each of them, and then say, Thanks! All in unison before leaving. The whole reason I like them so much is how routine they are, and how quickly they get in and out. Nothing better than a smooth transaction. As for a favorite movie from 60s or earlier, Manos, The Hands of Fate. Hands down, no pun intended. No particular reason, I just like how bad it is. That, and it's the only movie that we preview over the screens that doesn't feature a chorus of children screaming. I swear, children are chaotic. This is a Blockbuster in hell, right?
Yeah,
this is a Blockbuster
children
in hell.
just screaming and being like captured and from like it's just like cam footage of an iPhone factory. The kid's like, I don't want to make another iPhone.
The guys upstairs are like, this is mandated viewing. No, this is what the people want to see when they come in the store.
People want to see these stupid children work on iPhones. That's what we will play. I don't care how much they cry and how annoying it gets to you.
Turn it up. Don't mute it. I swear, children are chaotic neutral. They'll scream just because they have vocal cords and nothing better to do.
That's true.
Trust me.
That's so true.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, you hear my daughter happy screaming in the background of like this all the time, where she's just standing there, like she's
you know what? We lose that as adults, and I think we should bring it back.
Yeah,
just happy scream from time to time.
I do it all the time to random people in public. I just walk up to them. They usually drop money too, so I figure I'm doing something good.
They drop money. Dude, you're like, how do you think I pay for this whole thing?
Yeah, dude, obviously. I wouldn't have a PC if it wasn't for my fun greetings in public.
Trust me, we get a lot of those parents who don't care about their preservation of the employees' eardrums. And about the whole ordering food thing. Me and a couple of other employees tried ordering a pizza for fun on a real slow Monday night, right? We wait 3 hours and still nothing. So we sent Julie outside to go look for the guy, to see if he got lost in the parking lot or something. When she came back in, she said there was nothing out there but a really bad smell. I've given up on it. You guys really seem into my eating habits, so by all means go ahead and visit your local Blockbuster and drop me off some food. I'm a sucker for salmon. So, the time loop thing.
I love the mundanity of this. Like for people who have if you're curious about Tales of the Gas Station, go check out like the Creepcast episode on it. It was really good. But if you're really curious about like that, the difference in terms of the narrator in this story is this guy's just like, yeah, no, definitely just drop off cool stuff. I'm always happy to see anybody. He's just a real salt of the earth type guy. The guy that would say salt of the earth, you know? I'm just picturing just like, hey friend, how you doing today? Everybody's his friend, but he's just like, I just want you to leave so I can go back to watching my white noise and snow. But he's just happy with the life. He's doing the best with the life he can be given. But if you want to make it a little better, sure, why not? I'll appreciate you, pal.
I don't really think that this is part of the canon, but the darker take of this could be that, like, if he let that mask slip for a second,
Oh, he's a
and realized what he was in, he would just never stop. He would just never stop screaming, and he would never be able to take his mind off it. But I don't think that's him, though. No. I really don't. I actually think that this is like, he's like I'm reading Don Quixote right now, and I keep seeing it everywhere, man, where he's just like, this is my position. Like, this is what I do. Yeah, he's just happy about it.
I've taken this path in life, and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm happy with that.
If you want to give me some salmon along the way, I would fucking really appreciate that.
You'd be pretty base, my brother.
So, the time loop thing. I had gotten some message about a storm brewing, so I started the day off like you usually do when opening a store during an impending storm. Boarded up the windows, covered the bottoms of the doors, dimmed the lights, things like that. A couple people came in the early morning. An old lady looking to stock up on Tarantino flicks to binge during the storm. A little girl who got like 5 movies from the horror for children section. A guy who wanted to rent a Hershey bar. But that night...
Can I rent this Hershey bar?
I'll bring it right back, I swear.
I need to rent the Hershey bar. I can sell it to you, sir. No, I want to rent it. I will give it back to you, I promise.
By that night, luckily, absolutely no one was in the movie renting mood. So me and Will got some time to chill out with stale popcorn and those suckers you put on the sour stuff. You put the sour stuff on. Next thing I knew, it went from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and it was raining full force. The lightning and thunder were absolutely raging. The power went off for a couple of times, so me and Will decided to close up early and end the day before anything could get damaged. The next day, I got another message about a storm. Pretty normal for 2 storms in a row to happen, right? Boarded up the windows, covered the doors, turned down the lights. Then I started to notice things. A lady asking for all our Tarantino movies. A girl spending way too much time staring at a copy of The Shining, the animated musical. That's awesome.
The Shining, the animated musical. That's amazing. The little things this guy throws in are just so good.
Yeah, it is the little details like that that are just amazing, and the timing is good too.
Mm-hmm.
A guy giving me a really hard time for not letting him rent a damn chocolate bar for 3 nights. I asked Will,
"Hey, when do you work next?"
Will responded,
Friday?
Now at that time, it was supposed to be Wednesday. I figured that maybe work is just that boring, and the days are just starting to meld together. I thought that the next day, which was supposed to be a Thursday, mind you, would come around, Will would be off, and everything would be normal. Next day, Will clocks in at 7:15 a.m., just like he had been for 2 days now.
Hey, Will!
I asked.
When do you work next? Friday.
I stared at him for a good 5 minutes.
Right.
I said,
I'm going to check on something in the back real quick.
The mental image of that, of him just standing and staring for a literal 5 minutes. Like, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I would feel like an hour of someone staring at you just for him to go like,
right.
I'll be right back. Will shrugged and went back to wiping down the ice cream freezer because these are androids or some shit. Just like I thought, the fucking clock was going ballistic again. The minute and hour hands were twitching in place, always snapping right back to 9:36 a.m. on the dot. I grabbed the ladder and strained to give it a couple bangs on the face. No change, unfortunately. It took a couple strongly worded emails to the big guys upstairs for anything to get fixed. Even after they reset the clocks, we were stuck on Wednesday for a while, and then had to catch up with the rest of the time for anything to be back to normal. So that's why I was gone for so long. Sorry about that. At least now I'm never going to complain about a slow workday again. I put it off long enough. The results of the Employee Appreciation Month applications were...
Predictable.
Take a wild guess who won yet again. Fucking
Chloe.
The only upside to Chloe winning every goddamn month is that eventually she'll be offered a management position. And that means she'll be taking a little trip upstairs to the big guys themselves. If all goes well, they'll extend the offer, and her greedy self is gonna accept. Then she'll be out of my hair for good. Alright, so a little tinge of darkness in our narrator. Soon she'll go see the big guys
Dude,
upstairs.
she's like, yeah, you go spend time with the big guys. I hear it's real scary and a blowjob factory. So enjoy that, dude. I don't want to be a part of that factory, but if you want to do that, Chloe, you be the little whore you are, you stupid harlot. I hate you so much and your stupid brownies.
Something the big guys upstairs wanted to start doing is accepting donations for old VHS tapes. This has been a hit or miss endeavor. Yeah, we can get some awesome rare antiques, but we also get those people that don't understand basic logic. We got this lady who came in wanting to turn in some family videos. You heard me right. Someone came into the store and told me,
I want to donate these old home movies. I don't want my family anymore. Take them. Do with them what you will.
I don't want my family anymore.
Doesn't want my family anymore. They all suck.
They're trapped inside the tapes. It's like my head canon. She's like, I put them all in here and you can have them now.
I use the Lovecraftian Cthulhu energy to harvest the souls and put them inside the little wax paper tape inside the tapes. Please do with them what you will. If they scream and say that their mother is a nasty person, just remember that they're a bunch of whores and pieces of shit.
That's the choruses of children screaming.
Yeah!
Politely, of course, I declined.
Ma'am, I'm sorry,
I said, using my best customer service voice.
but the demand for other people's family memories isn't high right now. Try again in a couple of weeks.
I know. The other people's memories is formatted like the genres too.
Yeah, exactly.
For the other people. Oh my god, that's
all
a section.
All these sections are just so wildly weird. They're all like
children's horror.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I think it was like part 1 had like novelty history,
historical. Like history novel, or something like that.
Or like it's just weird.
So
it's just
fucking
weird,
cool, dude. All right, I know that realistically, like, not a whole ton of people are going to engage extra with this, but like, I really like this, and I'm going to carry this around with me for a long time. I might try my hand at some of these.
Dude, I hope like eventually like our audience does jump onto this. I really do. I mean,
I really do.
I would love to see more of this. I mean, it would just, I think it would be just a fun creative writing project for this to come back. I mean, I'm trying to look through part 1. I thought there was something that was weird where he drops a couple hyper visual section. And I mean,
none of these categories are like proper categories or whatever.
No, they're all just weird categories. I noticed them earlier on, but I didn't say anything. But it's just like they've been like potentially are like slowly getting worse. Just kind of like the name of that one guy, like Eli, Ethan, Slim Blim Man. All of these just like slowly keep getting like more out of the ordinary.
Yeah, now we're down to the demand for other people's memories isn't that high right now.
Yeah.
Try again in a couple weeks. Oh, dude, this so it waxes and wanes. All right, the reason I keep padding it out with all this commentary is because I don't want it to end, and we only have
I feel you. I don't want it to end either.
Now, usually when people blow up on me, it takes a little build-up. Not with this lady. She came unhinged in record time, and I mean literally unhinged. Her jaw fell onto the counter in a huge, almost yawn motion, bigger than a snake even. It came down to about her collarbone. She let out this high-pitched, grating screech and held agonizing eye contact with me, fucking terrifying, until Charlie came up from behind her and lifted her into the air, carrying her out into the parking lot and locking the doors until she got into her car to leave. In my headcanon, he just slammed her down, too, just so ungracefully. No screaming memes in our store. You get back to the hell dimension.
Ooh, that's a damn good cup of coffee in the morning time, yeah! I gotta slam an old lady, yeah!
It's like a high-pitched, agonizing screech, but I imagine it's like words garble. It's like static coming out.
I imagine her, but I just imagine his coworkers just be Randy Savages. Oh, yeah! I gotta slam your coffee, yeah! Oh,
it's from like way down deep in there. It's like,
gotta slam. Oh, yeah! Smash a mania, yeah!
Here's a cup of coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time, she kept staring dead into my eyes, holding that one piercing note. I swear I could hear her screaming when I was getting ready for bed that night. She's still out there. Do you know how it feels to be washing your face and being terrified that as soon as you rinse, you'll see a wide-mouthed, black-eyed wild woman behind you? Well, I fucking am now. Not fun. We got a couple complaints after she left, too, as we had the doors locked for a good 4 hours after. I'm gonna cut this one short. Again, real sorry about disappearing for so long. I'll put in a word to the big guys upstairs to maybe replace the clocks completely so that doesn't happen again. I'll hopefully see you next time. A good one. Dude, I'm so sad this is over. I want this to be 20 parts long. No recent comments either. There's nobody, like, giving any updates or anything like that.
It's weird that it just disappears. It really is. That this is just the end. I mean, this is so brilliant.
I'll tell you one thing, too, is just typing in Blockbuster into Reddit and looking at a lot of these headings for things people have posted. It really does give kind of an eerie sensation because, like, somebody's like, the last Blockbuster in the world. There's a the last Blockbuster in the world is in my hometown. And, like, it almost seemed like an argument. And then there's a lot of people saying, like, do you remember Blockbuster video? Do you get the feeling that Blockbuster might be coming back? Like, it just kind of has this weird feeling to it now. Like, I know they're being literal here, but after we just got off of the teleporting time storm host to John Travolta, this will be a project that I'm going to work on. I'm going to try to find this. I'm going to try to find more about this.
I wonder how much of the stuff that this guy wrote got deleted.
Oh.
Because he got kicked out of or kicked off Reddit.
Oh, there might be a whole, like, missing cache of these stories that we haven't, that we can't see. I mean, I think that is the end of the material that Wayward Companion wrote, but that may not be the end of our investigation. And because we love this story so much, I really do put the onus on our audience to keep this thing alive and moving. If you come up with any cool little Blockbuster stories.
Yeah, we can always add more to the story later. Yeah. I mean, I would love to see this little Blockbuster world expand. It's just so there's so many questions and so many unanswered things, and I just think that even if it's just like a day in the life, it sucks that we never got any more of this. I've yet to run into a Reddit horror story or like even like not even just in like r/no-sleep or r/scary stories. I've never ran into one that left me wanting so much more and then just leaving me out in the open like this. It just really kind of drops you from out of nowhere. And I like, even if I think of like non-horror, like let's say Am I the Asshole or whatever, it's just like usually get the payoff at the end, and this one just kind of leaves you there. I definitely feel a little bit upset that it leaves you in the way that it does, because this this had the potential of being like a solid like 10-part series of just like greatness that kept going.
Yeah, there's so much implied coolness that's gone unexplored. The snowy tape, the microwave. I need to know what's up with the microwave, man. I gotta know. And management. What the fuck happens when you become manager?
Dude, this guy's still just living at this Blockbuster forever.
To this fucking day.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can't even, like, I've never seen it where there's just nothing on something. That's
the guys upstairs cut him off, man.
Yeah, maybe that's actually really interesting to think about.
He came down and they were like, "We have a promotion for you," and he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, dude. He just gets they're like, "Here's your promotion. You've been doing good enough," and just so they could shut him up from telling his stories on Reddit.
Now he's one of the men upstairs.
Yeah, he's one of the men upstairs. This is from Man Behind Reality, and because we didn't have the payoff of the end of the Blockbuster, and we wanted to leave you guys with like at least something that looks like it has a potential of getting more intrigue to it. I saw this guy had posted on a few different places, or Ben saw that this guy had posted on a few different places, and we decided to just roll into this one and add it to the episode. I mean, this guy definitely seems really interesting. He's put it on a few different places, and I'm really excited to read this. I feel like this might be the payoff we deserve, at least, or the start of something with a potential bright future. It's so sad that the Blockbuster guy got like booted into oblivion, and we'll never know what happened to him.
I've looked around on Man Behind Reality's page, and I believe that this is going to be a little bit of subversion starting off because it begins with the term update. I don't know if this got like edited in later or something like that, or if this is just a, like I said, like a subversion. But I looked behind this and didn't see anything about like looking for jobs or anything like that.
They,
So I don't know if I don't think that this is a continuance or anything like that. I'm pretty sure this is just one contained story, perhaps.
yeah, because I mean, you look at the posts that they have, and oh, they got removed off of Creepcast. It's disturbing. Are you here? Because yeah, no, it got removed off of Creepcast. Oh, they probably put it under the wrong flag. Because he was back on, or well, he was on Creepcast submission, so that's a different. He probably put it on the wrong thing, but
okay, so yeah, it does start the exact same way on the creepypasta, where he's been reposting this and stuff. So
yeah.
all right, we're good.
Let's roll into it. Oh yeah, my new office job is really weird.
Update. Hey Reddit. I don't post here much, and I honestly debated even putting this out there, but something weird is happening, and I need to get it off my chest. We'll be more conspirational for this guy. But something weird is happening, and I need to get it off my chest. Or maybe just see if anyone else has gone through something similar. I started a new job last week. Kind of. It's complicated. My fucking click wheel. Thank you, infamous click wheel. It's complicated. I'm a 33-year-old father of 2. I was working as director of operations for a company I won't name, but it was well known, decently sized, and I was making good money. About a month ago, I got laid off out of nowhere. Budget restructuring, they said. I was spiraling. Mortgage, kids, all that. I hadn't even told my wife yet when I got a call from a private number. Guy on the other end sounded mid-40s, friendly, professional. Said he was sorry to hear about my situation, and then he offered me a job. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Immediately.
Dude, what was that?
You're in the line for work.
What was that other one that we did where it was like a line for like? Wasn't there another one where it's just like offered a job? Oh, it was the prison guard.
You're right.
He just kind of got pulled in.
Shadowy.
Yeah, but he was already in the CIA. But he was just kind of like pulled in. Everybody was just kind of pulled into that job.
I never gave out my resume. No idea how he got my number or knew I'd been let go. I asked for details and he just said,
"We like how you work. We'd like to see it in a different environment."
Vague as hell. But he gave me a meeting point, 9 a.m. sharp the next day, a payphone downtown, a few blocks from where I live. I know how this sounds. I know I should have just walked away, but I was desperate. And it was public, so I figured, worst case, I just don't get in the car. I showed up the next morning, dressed for an interview. A black SUV pulled up. Clean, expensive, windows tinted like a hearse. Guy in a suit opened the door for me without saying a word. Somehow, he knew who I was. I got in. The man inside was all smiles. He greeted me like we were old colleagues, shook my hand, said,
"Will you clean up well, Mr. Langston? Let's get started."
The drive was short, maybe 10 minutes, and completely silent. We pulled into the lot of a plain, windowless building. Office park kind of place, but no signage. Inside, the air smelled faintly like chlorine. Everything was white. Fluorescent lighting, long, identical hallways. He's about to get severed to fucking hell and back. He walked me down one flight of stairs, then through what felt like a dozen corridors. No windows, no clocks. Finally, we stopped at a door with a badge reader. He swiped a key card, opened it, and stepped aside.
"This is your station."
Thank you, Mr. Milchick. The room looked like a break room, and an office had a baby. Wait, I have to reread that. The room looked like a break room and an office, and had a baby. One desk, one computer, a filing cabinet, coffee machine, microwave. Weirdly sterile, no decorations. On the desk was a monitor, already on. The screen read,
"Welcome, candidate number 345. We're glad you're back."
That last part stuck with me. Back? I'd never been here before.
"So what exactly do I do here?"
I asked. The man smiled politely before he could answer. His phone buzzed. He glanced at it and said,
"One moment."
Then he stepped out of the room and shut the door. That's when it got weirder. There was a photo on the wall.
Employee of the month.
It was me. Same. Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
That was great, dude. What a great pull there. Oh my god. I love that, dude. So good. Oh, that just like hit me, bro. Like just the idea of the sterile room, and then you see one picture, and it's just you, like half like disheveled,
with one polite man who knows exactly where to take you in this like basically uninhabited building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this seems familiar.
He's wearing a three-piece suit, and he's just like, "Of course you're the employee of the month. You're the only person who works here, dipshit."
He tells him every day, like, you clean up nice. Same face, same haircut, even the same suit I was wearing. Smiling like I just won the lottery. The date under it was August 14th, 2014. That's next month.
2024.
2024. I can't read.
That's next month. 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's next month. And I thought maybe this was some onboarding prank or someone with a sense of humor, but the photo looked real, a little too real. Then I noticed a filing cabinet in the corner. I opened it. Inside were black binders labeled with simple numbers, 1, 2, 3, etc. I pulled out number 3. Inside was a CD, no label. The computer had a disk drive, so I slid it in and hit play. It was me. On the screen, same room, same clothes, same dead eyes. I was sitting at the desk staring at the camera. Then I started talking.
Candidate 345, you're watching this, the test has restarted. That means you failed. Or the parameters have changed.
My voice was flat. No emotion. I didn't even blink.
Don't trust the mirrors, they're not calibrated right, and if you see a family, leave. That's not them.
The screen cut to static. I sat there for a minute just breathing. Then I opened a small envelope that had been slipped under the door. I hadn't heard anything. Inside was a post-it note.
The microwave is not a microwave.
I love that, dude. I love that, brother.
Someone was like, "I'm good. This will make it all so clear." Or they're just fucking with them extra hard.
Yeah, dude. They're just. Oh my god, this is brilliant, dude. This is so brilliant.
I turned and looked at it. Just a regular stainless steel appliance. But when I stepped closer, I caught my reflection in the door. At first it looked normal, and then I noticed something. My reflection was clenching its jaw. I wasn't. It blinked. I didn't. I backed away and went straight for the computer. A new folder had appeared on the desktop.
Personal feedback.
Inside was a document labeled Performance Review, Candidate Number 345. There were bullet points, notes.
Subject showed confusion during entry, normalized within 10 minutes. Reacted emotionally to photo stimulus, wife. Memory markers, freckles, beach, shoulder, birthmark. Triggered hesitation, mirror test, semi-successful.
I stared at the last line. Memory markers. They knew about the birthmark on my wife's shoulder. I hadn't told anyone that. It's a tiny thing, but it's one of the first things I noticed about her when we met. She hates it. Thinks it looks like a smudge. I love it. But here's the thing. The last time I saw her, really saw her, it wasn't there. Now I don't know what's happening. I don't know what this job is or what I'm supposed to be doing. I haven't left this room. There's no clock, no phone signal. Every so often I hear footsteps outside the door, but no one comes in. And every time I check the wall, the Employee of the Month photo has changed. The smile's different, the suit is darker, and today, she's in the photo with me. My wife. She's wearing a name tag. It says, Observer A. I haven't decided if I'm staying another day.
Oh, this is weird. But they pay me, so I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, he's like, what are the benefits like? After like all this shit's going down.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
great.
I don't know what happens if I try to leave. I don't even know how long I've been here anymore. But one last thing, And this is what really pushed me to post. There's a second folder on the desktop now. It's called
Candidates.
It has hundreds of files, each named with a number. I opened one at random, candidate number 344. It was a photo of a man slumped at the same desk I'm sitting at now. He's not moving.
Oh, of
Under
course,
the
it's a
image is
photo.
line of... Yeah, why would the fuck you be moving? Under the image is a line of text.
Incomplete termination. Emotional anchor unresolved.
That is so funny. The picture wasn't moving. Anyways, sorry this is so long. I don't know if this is a black site, psych experiment, corporate R&D, or something else entirely. But if anyone out there knows what candidate number 345 means, or has ever been in a job where nothing seems real, please message me. Because I can't stop thinking about that photo. And the fact that Rachel's freckles are gone.
Oh, update. So this is just an update to the story. So that's why there was an update at the beginning, because he updated the entire, there's something big happened.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, and these are like the
Ooh.
chapter divisions, basically.
Yeah, dude, I'm
Alright.
excited to jump into the update.
So, this is just amazing so far. I fucking love that he keeps seeing himself, but it's like portrait of Dorian graying and changing
Yeah.
as his workday moves, but he can't even really tell if his workday is moving.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, it's like typical office job day, but it's like this one's
Yeah.
definitely more ethereal and more serious than the Blockbuster thing. But
Definitely.
I love the idea that this one's more like the beginning of a job like that.
Yeah. It's all the journeys of getting acquainted, not knowing really what you're supposed to be doing at work and stuff like that. When you land these types of positions, not knowing anybody. All right, so update. It's been a while since I last wrote, but I've got the update. After posting, I stayed at my desk and kept digging through the computer. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else on it, at least nothing I can access. I tried to get the man from earlier to come back, but there's no phone, no intercom, no way to reach anyone. Which is weird, because I distinctly remember him saying,
If you need anything, just call.
I decided to try leaving. I walked over to the door, half expecting it to require a key card or something, but it opened right up. Just unlocked. I felt wrong. Once I stepped into the hallway, I realized I had no idea which direction to go. I couldn't remember the path I'd taken to get there. Everything was just white, clean, fluorescent lights. The air still smelled like chlorine. I picked a random direction, right, and started walking. The smell got stronger the farther I went. At the end of the hall, I hit more turns, more clean white corridors. I figured I'd run into an exit sign eventually. Aren't those required by law? But nothing. Just more sterile maze. He's a mouse, dude. This guy's a mouse.
This is definitely a mouse guy.
At this point.
Old mouse man is screwed. Does he like Oreos or cocaine better? These are the questions that need to be answered.
They're like, well, they know that fucking picture of him really freaked him out. They're like taking an office poll on like how long it takes him to get up and leave. They're like, he sat there for a long time this time.
Yeah, this guy's an idiot. It's just like the
This guy's
last.
a fucking moron.
Are we ruining him?
worse.
Because I felt like he left way sooner last time.
Yeah. Like the creepy wife appearing? Nothing,
Yeah.
dude. He sat there and was like, well, that's strange.
What do you know about that there, buddy? Huh.
Hello? Wait, can you show me to the bathroom? I wasn't keeping track of where I was going. I passed one hallway, then another. Finally, I saw a door. This one had a label.
Morning monitoring room.
Interesting. It was locked. One of those card reader locks. I tried it anyway, but it didn't budge. I pressed my ear against it. I couldn't hear anyone out inside, but there was a humming, like a machine. Same pitch as fluorescent lights. Constant. Cold. I kept moving. Eventually, I noticed a stretch of hallway ahead that was completely dark. No overhead lights. Just a faint blue glow coming from around the corner. As I walked toward it, the lights flicked on automatically. Motion activated. I turned the corner and saw an elevator. It had a single button. Down. I pressed it. Feared I was already this deep. May as well keep going and try to find someone. Anyone who could explain this place. The door opened instantly. I stepped in. Soft elevator music was playing. Something cheerful and generic. Hell yeah, there we go. There's the weird, the real... It's like,
I
oh
am the
god,
crazy
it had to be
frog.
the normal day music. Fuck that, dude. The kind of music that somehow makes things feel even more unsettling. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Inside, there was still only one option, down. I hit the button. The elevator started descending. When the doors opened, I stepped into more white hallways. Duck. No signs. No doors I recognized. It felt like I was walking forever. And then finally, a window. It had frosted glass, the kind that blurs everything behind it. But I could make out two figures, men in suits, talking. I knocked. I waved. They turned. One of them pointed at me. They both stared for a moment, and then quickly turned away and walked out of the room. I had to find them. I moved down the hallway and saw a door. This one had a label.
Interview room.
There was a little flip sign under the label that read,
Session in progress.
the door required a security card, but it was slightly ajar. I pushed it open. Inside, it looked exactly like the standard HR interview setup. Neutral beige walls, 2 chairs, 1 table. A cheap plastic pitcher of water and 2 paper cups. But one of the chairs was pushed back and knocked over. There was a cup still sitting on the table, half full with fresh condensation, like someone had just left. On the floor, I saw a clipboard. There was a form on it labeled,
Candidate 346. Early recall protocol.
across the page, handwritten in frantic block letters.
Do not tell them what you remember.
As I read it, I looked up and noticed a small camera in the top corner of the room. A red light was blinking slowly. I turned to leave. That's when I realized I was being watched. Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the camera
It's not-
pointed directly at you.
It's not that you've been here for 2 days with nothing moving, and this whole place is just waiting for you to move.
I actually like the
some
picture
crazy
that
shit.
it's only been like an hour.
Okay, yeah.
And he just sat down. He sat down
room
at his
was that
desk, and
boring.
every time he looked up, the picture changed. Okay, all right. Well, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, you're right. Minutes were all it took. Yeah, I like that idea more. There was a mirror on the wall with that faint beige tint that two-way glass always has. I stepped closer and saw a figure on the other side. A person, just standing there. Still, motionless. Then they noticed me noticing them. The lights in the room flickered off for exactly 2 seconds. When they came back on, the clipboard was gone. The door was exactly how I'd left it, but the clipboard was just gone. I don't even know how that's possible. I speed walked out and didn't stop moving. I didn't even know where I was going. I just walked. Eventually I passed another window, one of the same frosted glass walls, but this time there were 3 people sitting inside, all in suits, talking casually, like it was a conference call. I pressed my ear as close to the glass as I could without them seeing me. That's not how that works. I heard one
Yeah,
of
I mean,
them
if you're
say,
in like the corner.
yeah, but your whole ass head still has to press up. I guess, I mean, like, you can kind of barely get it on
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but I pressed my ear as close to the glass as I could. Oh, I heard one of them say,
No, his baseline empathy is still too high. We might need to loop the wife again.
I froze.
My
My
wife?
wife.
My wife?
My wife! Jinx, bro. I slammed my fist against the glass.
Hey!
They looked at me again, calm, unbothered. Then they just stood up and left the room. I was angry. My heart was pounding. What were they doing with my wife? I ran. I sprinted down hallway after hallway, not even thinking, just moving. Then I saw someone. At the far end of a long corridor stood the same man from the beginning, the one who brought me here, just standing there, staring. I stopped running, tried to catch my breath, fixed my hair for some reason, and started walking toward him. As I got closer, the lights behind me started to turn off, one by one, every few steps. He smiled, tilted his head slightly.
I see you found your way to the interview room.
He said. I gave him a hard look.
You weren't supposed to leave.
There was a pause.
Come with me and let's return to your working station.
No.
I said.
I want to leave. I've been here for God knows how long. I have no idea what I'm supposed...
I messed up his voice. I had him with a different voice, didn't I? I don't know. It was like a weird voice, wasn't it?
Like a little bit softer of a voice, I think.
I want to leave. I've been here for God knows how long. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't even know what I'm getting paid.
Hey, that is his fucking concern right now, really?
Exactly, dude. He's afraid his wife, his
bro.
Cthulhu wife is gonna leave him.
Yeah. He cut me off by handing me something. A check.
$300,000.
I stared at it.
Is this some kind of joke?
I asked. He smiled gently, almost like a parent indulging a child.
When you are finished here, you will be greatly rewarded for your time and efforts.
I didn't know what to say. Honestly, I was starting to second guess everything. Was I overreacting? But no, you weren't. You weren't overreacting.
No, dude, get
Was
the
this
fuck
just
out of
some
there.
kind of Was this just some kind of bizarre corporate onboarding? An experiment? We like to do things a little different here at
We like to do things
Amazon.
different. We put you in a box and then see if you can get out, and if you try to get out, then we put you back in the box. It's a very, very simple operation we run here. It's
We just imply that we have your wife in a fucking cell or back room somewhere.
You'll never get her back. You're never seeing your children again. But it's very funny for us. We just sit and laugh at you on the other side of the monitors. Great money you will never be able to spend. Have fun cashing this check, bozo. El bozo.
Do you know anything about Blockbuster? I followed him back to the room. We didn't talk on the way. It's awkward. The hall felt longer this time. Or maybe I was just noticing things differently. The uneven spot on the floor, the faint buzz every few lights. When we got back to my room, I expected him to open the door and leave. But he stepped in with me. The same smile. Polite, empty. Never left his face.
There's been an update.
Oh, there's been an update,
He said. The computer was already on. A new folder had already appeared on the desktop. This one was titled.
Decomposition.
I asked what that meant. He didn't answer.
Please sit down,
He said. I hesitated, then sat. The moment I did, the door clicked shut behind me. He reached into his jacket, pulled out a small voice recorder, placed it on the desk, and hit record. The red light blinked.
What do you remember about the breach?
The question hit me weird. Not which beach. Not have you been to the beach. Just...
What do you remember about the beach?
I didn't answer. He asked again, slower.
What do you remember about the beach?
I still didn't respond. My hands were sweating. My mind was racing. But I wasn't thinking about a beach. I was thinking about that photo of Rachel, Observer A, and how her birthmark was gone. He tapped the recorder twice, stopped it, and said,
Still anchored. We'll need another cycle.
Before I could ask what he meant, he turned and left, shutting the door behind him. A new message popped up on the monitor.
Do not close your eyes.
That was an hour ago. I'm still sitting here. I haven't blinked in what feels like minutes. And just now, the microwave beeped. I didn't touch it. I'm typing this now, and I've just realized my phone was missing. I want to call my wife. I want to tell her everything. I miss her. I hope she's not scared. I'll post another update soon.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's so dumb, but it's so fantastic.
Cool.
It definitely hits its bad writing moments, but the idea in itself is just so brilliant. I mean, our protagonist is an idiot, like an absolute moron. Yeah, and this is just like a normal moron protagonist trope where it's like
I think one of the things that's a little bit disappointing about this, and I know that if people in the audience are probably screaming it and stuff like that, or thinking it the entire time, is like, this is so like Severance, the show.
I've never seen Severance.
Okay, this is very, very much like that. Where
is it really?
Like, what are we doing here? And like, what is this? And they're using him for something bigger, and that his wife is a part of it, and that he needs to get his wife back, and that memory is fucked up. There's one very polite, weird guy in the show who's kind of a villain and stuff like that. Like, this was very adaptive of that, but I still liked it. I still liked it a lot. You can wear your influences on your sleeve and just basically rewrite something, and I'll still get a kick out of it.
Oh,
I think it was very well done.
I hadn't seen something like this, so I was just like, this is awesome. What are we talking about here? But I've never seen Severance. That's the Ben Stiller show, right?
Yeah, it's very much worth watching.
No, I've heard
And
good
people
things.
are saying it down here in the comments, like, your company wouldn't happen to be Lumen, would it? Yeah, Lumen Industries.
Yeah, that's funny. I definitely need to watch it. That's on Apple TV though. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though, this story had a cooler ending to fucking Severance season 2, and I'll say it right here. Spoiler, doesn't have a great ending to season 2, but it's still worth watching. Still very great show. Classic.
I definitely like the idea of somebody going into like an office and then just all of a sudden being in like this weird white room. I was thinking Old Boy, but without the incest and the fighting.
Yeah.
I was definitely in Old Boy, where he just like wakes up in a hotel room and just lives in that hotel room for years and years and years and years, which is a terrifying idea, to be honest. But again, like the idea
Both of our narrators just accept their fate kind of in that Old Boy-esque way, though, where they're just like, this is what I have to do right now, and they just kind of sit down. Like, our narrator at the end, he's doing everything that they're telling him and just kind of hoping that he gets some answers out of it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Change it.
I mean, okay, so this is gonna piss people off too. I've never seen the original Old Boy. I've only seen the remake.
I think I've only seen the remake as well.
I didn't even know there was original when I watched what was it? Who was starting that? It was
Josh Brolin or something?
Josh Brolin, yeah. It was Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
And I remember loving that movie and liking the idea, and that the plot twist of him sleeping with his daughter was just diabolical. But I just really enjoyed that idea. And he tried a little bit to get out, but it wasn't like the most effort, to be honest, until they just like put him in the box and set him in a field.
Yeah, they kind of just let him go eventually.
Yeah, they just really just let
back.
him go and then he came back and tore it up. But I do really like the idea of just living years inside of a little rat maze. It's just cool.
These stories have been awesome that we read today, man. This was a very big high point for our 10th episode.
Yeah, and
we got a lot of great stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And I also think that this one, at least with this one, I think that there's potential for more, but also this one could have, like, I feel like this has a better ending than Blockbuster did.
It does. With the cycle basically restarting. I mean, like that's so cool of an ending right there. And him also even promising another update, but you could really just take it back to the top of the story and start reading it down again.
Exactly.
Like, it's very cyclical like that, and I think that might be the coolest twist to it for me.
Yeah, if he never posted another update to this, and it was, or if he posted an part 2 and it was the exact same story, like that would be so awesome. So funny, because of just like the idea of it repeating. And if like that's cool to me. Like with the Blockbuster, we're just out here in the middle of the ocean not knowing.
Yeah, we just out here. That's it. And we're just swimming around and oh, Chloe. Like, oh, weird armless lady. Like, I love that.
And I look at this and it's like, at least we got our payoff. At least we got a little bit of a payoff here. And I don't feel
a very serious mood to that story of like nothing was right about that entire thing. Like, this guy has kids and shit. Like this guy is if he does it all.
Yeah.
They said that the memories said that it's not your family. Don't tell them anything and all this type of stuff, and that still failed the test somehow at the end.
Yeah.
Who was 346? And what is, I think the implied violence off camera in the interviewing room was another very powerful. Yeah, that was chilling. Very chilling.
Yeah, I that's why I think I like this so much. Is the protagonist does come off as an idiot, but I think the narrator does do a really good job of letting your mind make up the details.
Yeah, and he's an excusable idiot too. I think that there is something, maybe that man, because of the shit, whatever went down in the interview room, and he just happened to get out and move around at that time and stuff like that. Like, it could be that they just carted this body or something like that off, and the runner or whatever you want to call him, Milchick, is what this fucking guy is. Milchick, if you watch Severance, comes back down and he's like, and he's thinking, he's like, you have no fucking idea how lucky you are, bro. Like, if 346 was better, hey, let's just go decompress you for the day, man, and like, just sit and stare. But yeah, like I picture this guy having a real big smile on his face the entire time. It's cool as fuck. It was a great story.
Well, all right, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and really, go leave us a rating on Spotify. I definitely appreciate you all. 10 episodes. We have done 10 episodes now. This is great. Let us know in the comments. Like, are you excited to make more Blockbuster things and make that world not die off in a sad, depressing place? Or is it just not worth going back to, in your opinion, and we should just focus on
for it.
My office is really weird.
Just know that you're killing my heart and my joy if you slap down the Blockbuster idea.
I would love to see more Blockbuster posts. If you put that on our Reddit, bro, after we get enough of them, we would have to do a from our Reddit story on that. But
Wayward Companion, if you're out there, come find us, man.
Yeah,
Connect with us and tell us more about
I do not want Wayward Companion. I don't want a Blockbuster on my front lawn. just one day while I wake up, I'm getting in my car at like 4 a.m. to go to work, and there's just a Blockbuster next to me. I'm like,
that's what you're living right next door to a Blockbuster video when you wake up, and the guy's just tapping on the glass, and he's like, "Can you pick up some salmon?
Salmon!
Salute the salmon, man!" And you're like,
"Nah, dude, I'm good. I'm good, pimp."
I'm good. I stream. I have a smart TV. What? Yeah.
What do you do with the VHSs with a TV that's smart?
Okay, this just confirms it.
Alright, we'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys.